Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Milo. I was born clairvoyant, which means I don't use any tools to read. I am also a psychic and a medium. There is no one in the chat yet, but I'm not surprised. One person is here. As I said earlier this morning, and if this is wrong, I'm sorry, the mic was away from me. I hope you're able to hear me. I just moved it closer. I usually, whenever we have someone important like the Joy or someone going to testify in front of Congress, I know a lot of you want to watch. So if you don't feel, oh, Carolyn Landis says hello from PA, I got to talk to you about PA after this. I mean, at the end of the stream, well, after I give you my intuitive impression, tell you guys my little story about the spiral road that they have. Oh my God. And either in PA or in Delaware, I'm not quite sure, in any event. But I usually come on, for those of you who don't know me well or who are new to the channel, whenever they have someone who's important testifying in front of Congress, I know a lot of you want to watch, so I delay my stream until after. And also, I feel it's a good idea. I can get an impression of what the person is like intuitively. Well, I have two words for the Joy: arrogant, ignorant, 2, 3, and he's a liar. And I will tell you why I said he's ignorant, because Katie Potter is one of the smartest women in Congress. If I were invited to go in front of Congress to testify for whatever reason, the first thing I'm going to do is find out, is Katie Potter going to be there? Is she in that investigative body or whatever body I am going to be talking in front of? Because she will ask you the basic things, and then she will escalate. And you know something? I used to work for a transportation company. I'm not going to say which one it was. And it's one of the very important things that you have to know when you are in a certain position, or at least know where to get them, or walk around with either a table of the rates versus weight of, if it's the letter, how much it is, and among other, or and the prices of how much the service, how many services they have, and how much they cost. You got to know those basic things. If you don't know them, it's difficult to remember all of them. You can have a card, or you can, on your iPad, okay, you can have that stuff handy. This guy did no such thing. In my opinion, he did not look very bright, intuitively speaking, and I feel like saying he failed. Republicans didn't do much, but except for defending Trump and the Joy. And I'm wondering how I can tell you what I feel. Their constituents are not very happy, because they want them out. So a lot of them who defended Trump and the Joy are going to have questions to answer. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side. Yes, I'm glad I watched. I didn't feel he was very bright. And today, just like Trump, his arrogance is, what. So that's what I have about the Joy. And yes, he's going to have legal issues, friends. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not careful, he goes down with the Trump ship. Yes, I feel like saying, I feel like saying he's wondering. Like I said, he was going to do the sun tag. But the gentleman who was a EU ambassador, you know who I'm talking about, that's on the back of his mind to do. I don't know when he's going to do it. But so far, what I am seeing, uh, if he's not careful, he's going to go down with Trump. The other thing is a lot of the of people who work for Trump, or he mislead them or con them somehow into doing his biddings for him. There is something behind the scenes, friends, we are not aware of that's going on. There is, I'm not sure what it is, but he's able to tell people, don't worry about it, he's going to be either reelected or something to that effect. Or he's made promises to them, and those, easy to impress people are going along. And like this guy, intuitively, I feel he's going to find himself in trouble. Mark my word. And the other thing I feel like going to, and I know some people have asked me about it already, is Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne Conway, the family thing, yes, she's had family issues going on ever since she started with Trump or whenever he got elected, and her husband started complaining and basically openly letting Trump know how he feels in the world. Kellyanne Conway is leaving the White House because she knows the ship is sinking. There isn't much left. Now is the time for her to leave and write her book. Yes, she would be writing a book. Now she's hoping she will be a hot commodity on the talking circuit, and also to go on TV. I feel she's making a mistake intuitively, because when Trump leaves office, I feel the focus is going to be on Trump and his family. And there won't be much room to give anyone who collaborated with him to cause the damages that our country have suffered. So if anyone thinks that after this is over, you're gonna write a book, it's gonna make millions, you may not be around to enjoy it. This woman, Kellyanne Conway, is very cunning, and she knows what she's doing. So chances are she has been able to skirt off, not getting involved in things that can get her into trouble. Just like taking part in any NSA meetings, sticking her fingers into systems she's not supposed to be in, or anything of that sort. Thank you very much, Courtney Ella, for the super chat and your generosity. I appreciate it. Courtney says, for post-Trump vacation fun in Florida. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Yes. Oh, I gotta tell you guys a story after I'm done. So, I don't feel she would have some legal issues, but it's not gonna be like DeJoy, Mnuchin, Pompeo, and these people. I am not seeing jail, but she's not gonna be accepted back even in Republican circles with open arms, because to them she represents intuitively, I feel, those who enabled Trump. So that's my 2 cents about Kellyanne Conway. Now, for the past few years, I have been predicting that New York State would undo Trump and his family. And I didn't know that. Oh, yes, somebody just, Dwayne just reminded me, before I go into the New York State stuff, I predicted a couple of weeks, either last week, I believe, or the week before that some people are going to jump ship, and some people were, even within the administration. I can confuse, maybe, wait, okay. Trump's sister for somebody in the administration. The sister's tape, and yes, more Republicans are going to jump ship, but you know what? It's too much because I'm seeing so many pictures. I think I better wait. Let me finish what I was saying. I've always predicted that New York State would take him out. And I heard this morning that Eric was supposed to testify in front of, I am not quite sure what kind of body. I don't know if it was because, you go for an interview, if it's by a grand jury or whatever it is. He decided not to show. And this morning, it was broadcast on TV. Thank you, Susie Bell, for your generosity in the super chat. Susie Bell, I am sorry. I can't answer. I'm not going to answer personal question in this stream. I will not be back later either this evening. I'm sorry. I'm still a bit tired from that all-day drive. I'll talk about that when I come back. But Susie Bell, I'm going to put your name down Saturday evening. When I do my 6 o'clock, I will answer your question, okay? I won't remember it. I promise. I'm not going to lie to you. But please ask me Saturday evening, okay? So, but what I want to say, friends, is Eric, for some reason, believes that his father has, or is going to be able to do something. When I talked with him this morning, when I heard about he refuses to testify, guys, I feel like saying the Trump family and the organization, and also remember I predicted they're just going to become upper class people or people with a few $1 million compared to billions. Even if they, let's say for example, even if they were lying, they're saying 90 billion, but they have 1 billion, that's a lot of money. In any event, from that to having a couple of millions, that's really a major fall. But my point is, besides federal, besides getting prosecuted by the federal government, they're going to have a state issue as well, like I have been saying. And yes, a lot is going to come out. Vance is going to be after them. Attorney General, the AG of New York is going to go after them. And the feds, once this is over. And let me say this. And wait a minute. I read on Don Jr. Ross Story posted a tweet a little while ago. RossStory.com posted a tweet a little while ago that Don Jr. fears that his father is going to lose the election and they're going to go after his family. Well, he doesn't have to fear. I'll make him a promise. Intuitively, don't, just be afraid, very afraid, because of their arrogance. The ability to con others, and they thought they were going to do a hostile takeover of America has failed. And that's why Kellyanne Conway bailed out. It's not because of anything else. She's a pollster, by the way. She sees the data. I forgot about that. I was just reminded now. She's a pollster. Okay? She sees the data. She understands trend. She knows what it means. And it feels like to me she has done more research than she lets them know. She knows the probability of Trump getting reelected is very small. So, and Eric, Don Jr., Trump and his family, they haven't seen anything yet. And the reason why, like I've said many times before, I predicted it, it was last year I mentioned the hostile takeover of America. If you notice this week, well, besides the fact that the Trump organization or campaign cannot find credible speakers to book for their convention, but it's the Trump family that's, that's there speaking every evening. And something else? I watched Trump this morning for a couple of seconds after he was he was officially nominated. You know what Trump was afraid of? He thought, this guy is real paranoid. He thought that some way, somehow, some people would nominate someone else and instead of himself. That's why, first of all, he's on top of everything. He's watching everything. His family, they have their own people behind the scenes, intuitively, I feel, watching everything that happens, and they report. Basically, they have spies. And this convention. And a lot of people, they're not aware of it. Well, I don't know how convention works. Maybe they do. But most, I feel, maybe some do. But most people attending that convention, they have no idea. Or even people who are taking part and doing all the politicking behind the scenes and talking, they don't know who the spies are or what's going on. But intuitively, I feel this place, when I say spies, I don't mean the CIA or people from the FBI. I mean, people, they pay a couple of dollars or their sycophants to report about the mood of those in attendance. Okay? So, Trump is afraid of everything because they have told him this ship is sinking. And if you notice in the convention, it's a Trump takeover of the Republican Party, and he's attempting to take over America. But he's in for a rude awakening because everything he has tried so far have failed. I mean, he's the key person he had to disrupt the vote, by slowing down the mail, the post office, and among other things he was trying to do. First of all, it's been uncovered. Number two, there are workarounds. Number three, please, everyone, go to former President Obama's website for more information on how to vote, or vote.org, I believe. There is an organization, I believe they even have an app where you can find out whether you are registered, and everything else that you want to know about voting. I wanted to put that out there. In any event, I feel like saying everything Trump has attempted, and it's clear, by the way, to his base, but they're just going along with it. They love it. As long as he wins, that's all they care about. Intuitively, I feel Trump knows he may not be able to pull this. So his card right now, he played it this morning. I didn't see it because I can't take him any more than about a minute or two. I'm sorry. I watched because I said I have to watch to be able to say a couple of words. I couldn't take it. So, but I've seen clips and people mention on Twitter. So my feeling intuitively is right now he's trying to convince his base. If he loses, that means the votes were the votes were the election was rigged, okay, and maybe he will do something afterward. But I'm not afraid of that either. And you know who's making the case? Sanders, Bernie Sanders. I saw him on CNN this morning. Put it out there very clearly. And that's what people need to do to let Trump know you are not playing. Bernie Sanders said people should let Trump know if he wins, fine. But if he loses, he's got to go. And I feel that's the message we all should be sending him, as opposed to some, crazy reporter saying, "Oh, he said he wants 12 more years." We don't want to hear that. And to believe that's what I feel. Because when you do that, if whenever Trump's, he's got issues. There are certain things he makes himself believe. And if you don't let him know you are serious and you're going to go after him in a serious manner, he's going to keep pushing and do things. And that's why we are where we are. So you have to let him know this is the line. You cross it, you lose a leg. So, or the leg that ever crossed that line, you're going to lose it. That's the way it, you're going to take legal action, since that's what he understands best. You cross that line, things will happen. So I feel like saying intuitively, regardless of what Trump feel he can do, and he's trying to con his base, that's not going to work. And I'm glad Sanders is saying those things. It feels like to me he's the one who's more direct, making those statements so far. Everyone else is a little muddled, so to speak. Intuitively, I feel maybe I'm wrong. But when you're dealing with people like Trump or Trump himself, you have to be clear. You have to let them know this is what's going to happen if you do certain things. So I feel like saying, but since Trump himself is convinced, that's why he's putting out there, if he doesn't win, he believes he's up in the polls, well, the polls that are in his mind, and he's trying to make his followers believe that. But they know it's not true. By the way, his poll number for the way he's handling the pandemic is 31%. And yes, it's going to continue to decline further. So my prediction is, don't be afraid. Trump is going to lose. He may start talking, but he will be shut down if he doesn't leave before. This is, we vote. And I'll tell you why. So it's a good way for me to start talking about his sister. The statement from his sister, I feel, is devastating. It's having more effect on his base, intuitively, I feel, than we think, or than he thinks. Because his sister was not aware that it wasn't a statement. I feel the people who are listening to it from his base, they didn't feel like it's not like she was making a statement and, bad-mouthing her brother. She was being secretly recorded. And yes, like I said, there's going to be 20+% who will never abandon Trump. But the rest, they are listening. And some will get disgusted. And they either stay home, sit on their hands, or vote for Biden. That's what I feel is going to happen, intuitively. So, I feel like saying, no matter what Trump does, I'm going to say this, guys. And I've been feeling this for a couple of days. I'm terrified. I'm like, something must be wrong. It feels like, to me, intuitively, Trump has already lost. I don't want to be, please, everyone, do not even think about not voting. We all must do our best. Like I said, please go on Obama's website for information, or vote.org or something like that. Find information on how you go about voting by mail, go drop it yourself, and all of that. Okay? I'm not an expert on voting, but I'm going to try to educate myself a little more about voting because of this platform. So, but the point I'm trying to make is, this may sound, I'm terrified of saying this, but intuitively I feel there is no way Trump can overcome the situation he's in right now. And it feels like to me it is a fait accompli that he can't win this election. There is no way. I mean, I know 5 years ago I would have said there is no, if someone had told me we were going to have an American president who's doing some of the stuff that I'm watching today, I would say, oh, it's never going to happen. People would not put up with it, and there we are. A lot of people are willing to destroy their country for a con man. But at the same time, I keep reminding myself, we have watched him try to con all of us. So that's why, I mean, this is the logical thing I do, but intuitively, because being an intuitive, when you intuit something, it's not logical. Every time I'm like, this is crazy, and something keeps saying to me, no matter what he does, this is over. And I've been feeling that energy for the past couple of weeks. And also that things are going to get worse. I'm telling you, that tape from his sister is very bad. I know people are going on TV, talking heads are saying, this is nothing new. People who are for Trump are already for Trump. They're not going to change their minds. I saw a woman saying that on CNN this morning. And those who hate Trump, they won't change their mind. People who are in Trump's camp may change their minds. I mean, like I said, you have sycophants, you have people who, regardless of what you do, they're not going to change their mind. They are with him, and they're going to stay with him until such time he does something directly to them, or something happened to them directly, or somebody didn't know they care for. But they, a lot of people will remain, will support him. So, but there's a great number of them listening to all those things that are being said about Trump and going forward, what's happening today with Eric Trump, Cy Vance, the post office. I feel like saying all those things. I mean, September is next week. And I've always said September is going to be a tough month. Let's see what happens. I still feel Trump may just opt up and go. And I feel like saying more people in the administration will leave because, like Kellyanne Conway, they know the ship is sinking. There are a lot of desperate people around Trump, like Milo, Mnuchin, Pompeo, all these people. Right now, they are, intuitively, I feel, they are, everything that they do is in desperation. And that's what Trump and his family convey to them. Do the best you can to help us. You owe them, they give you that position. No other president would give it to you, an opportunity like that. So, like I said about those, like Papa Doxson's the one I know best. That's the same thing he used to do. He used to put people who are not qualified to be in those positions there. They are his zealots, his sycophants, to carry out his orders. And that's what Trump has been trying to do. Yes, it's from Putin. All those ideas, all those things, they are all from either from Putin or the oligarchs, people Trump are in charge with. I mean, in contact with, I should say. And yes, he'll pay. And Kushner as well. All of them have Russian contacts. But since it's, so far it seems like it's been very difficult to prove all those things. New York State and other attorney generals are going to take their a few jab at Trump, and it no, he's going to go down no matter what he does. Next month, intuitively, I feel is going to be very bad, not only for Trump, the Trump family. And I don't know how dumb they can be. Well, it's not dumb. It's a calculation, it feels like to me, behind the scenes. His kids know how he is, intuitively, I feel. So if you don't go out and defend him, you will be cut out of the will. They think that, they have, I can't recall the name they call it right now, but when you have money, there is a certain type of account that you have, funds. I forget the name, but something funds, okay? Your parents put money in there for you, no one can touch it. But Trump, Trump puts it there for each one of them. I don't think that has been done yet, but he threatens them that they can be disowned. And the reason what confirmed that intuitive impression to me is the daughter he has with Marla Maple. I saw that she's going to be one of the speakers tonight or this week sometimes. That's when I felt sure that that's the threat that Trump has on all his kids, except for Ivanka and Kushner, because it seems like Ivanka was able to go out and use the same cunning behavior that her father exhibits to be able to earn money. And she sells those shoes and clothing, whatever else she sells. She earns her own money as besides whatever she earns from the Trump, whatever, grifting empire. So, but I feel that there is a lot going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. There is a lot of dissatisfactions. That's why you will see some GOP circling around on TV, around the convention, wherever he has them, but a lot of them, or no one who's some, like, let's say, for example, the Romneys of this world, people at that level, you don't see them taking prevalent, they don't have speaking, they're not going to do it because they know where this trend is going. Only his Trump, his family, and people like Getz and Jim Jordan, who can be voted out of office at any time. And yes, they will be gone at a certain point in the near future. Thank you very much, Jason Mitchell, for your generosity in the super chat. Hey, Milo. Hi, Jason. I enjoy your messages, your stream on YouTube, but I wanted to ask a question. Will you still be making another video with Linda G soon? Absolutely. In fact, last week I wasn't home, and Linda has been very busy. Oh, yeah. No, we're working on it. Absolutely. I will be collaborating with Linda again. I don't know if it's next week because I'm going to bring some of my systems with me. So I'll be able to collaborate with anyone who's capable, who's willing, not capable. Yeah, of course. I'm blessed. I can collaborate with Linda, and I'm very thankful for that, and also with Diane. So next week, I believe Diane, we are going to collaborate again next week. I mean next month. Oh, next month is next week. So I'm going to talk to Diane, and absolutely Linda G, we're going to do another one, and I. Okay? All right. And in any event, let me do one thing. I forgot to open that a document that I had a couple of things I wanted to mention. People asked me about, and I wanted to, let me see. Okay. Oh my God, you guys. Did you hear about the Falwell story? I just, somebody said something on Twitter. That's why I wrote it down. They are wondering if this guy is such a strong supporter and go out and defend Trump because Trump has been blackmailing him behind the scenes. Well, in a way that he can have one of his buddies write an article about Falwell. And, I feel a lot of, Falwell is not the only one. I feel Trump has dirt on. He's trying to keep in line. Unfortunately for Trump, Falwell has been outed. Everybody's personal business, that's your personal business. But this guy, the way he goes out and preach as if he's a saint, and to have those things coming out, oh my God, it is terrible. Okay. And I'm sorry, I mentioned only Katie Potter as someone who can, in the Senate, it's Kamala Harris. And the House, it's Katie Potter. You're gonna present something, you better know what you're doing and saying. But there is a lady by the name of Brenda Lawrence. This woman humbly dismantled, I feel, dismantled the joy. Okay? It was, to me, amazing. And so did Representative Stephen Lynch and Jim Cooper. Oh, boy. Stephen Lynch is another one. I don't know if he was a prosecutor or something like that. I'm sure, those of you who were watching, if I were the Joy, I would quit. That's how bad I feel he did. Okay, friends, I'll answer some questions. Oh, my God, it's 37 minutes already. Oh, let me tell you guys my stories. Yesterday, I learned, it took me 11 hours to drive from, to take the trip. So what happened was I drove straight. And there's a 4-lane highway, I believe it's either in Maryland or 5 lanes. I-495. And there's an area, it has 5 lanes, and it was like kind of curvy, and there's a slight slope. After you drive that many hours, I didn't eat much. It was on purpose because I didn't want to feel dizzy. I'm not dizzy, drowsy. So I limited what I eat to salad and vegetables. I only ate a little bit of vegetables. In any event, that's not. So I was kind of. I had to be so careful as I was taking one of the turns. I felt kind of lightheaded. I'm like, oh my God, it was very scary. And the other spot in Delaware, I'm sure some of you are familiar if you live in the area or if I've traveled that corridor. There is an elevated roadway. It looks like to me, have you ever seen spiral staircases? That one looks like it's spiral to me. Going and come back was the scariest route because I don't think I've ever been on one of those driving. And I made a mistake as I was driving. I looked straight ahead as opposed to I could see the road in front of me. I made a mistake of looking straight ahead and as opposed to like the road like this and I'm driving. When I raised my head, I'm like, oh my God. I don't know how many of you have been to that area, you guys, but it is scary. At least to me, the way the road from one, it spirals up when you're going. I will video, unfortunately, I didn't take a video of it because I don't know the road very well. I did not know when I was approaching it. But this time going, I will record the whole thing, even if it's raining. So I will show you guys. In any event, and coming back was the same thing. Oh boy, but I was prepared somewhat. But I still wasn't used to it, and I wonder what they do to that road when it's cold, because I can't imagine if it snows or frozen rain, how they handle that curve from top going down or from down going up. They must have salt this thing with a ton of. They have to treat that thing like crazy, because those of you who live in that area, please leave me comments. One of my sisters told me, I believe it's in Tennessee, they have a 30-mile long bridge over some kind of swamp. I believe it's in Tennessee. She told me that's the one. Her husband is in the Air Force, so she's been all over the country. So that was interesting too. I was telling her how scary it was, but I thought I would share that with you guys. That was the 3 scary moments on my trip: that spiral elevated roadway, and that I-495. I believe it's in Maryland. Yeah, I believe it's in Maryland. Yes, I got a little queasy. I mean, it's because I was driving for so long, and I only stopped for gas a couple of times, and I should have taken some time to walk around, and I didn't do that. That was a mistake. So next time I will take, a few minutes to relax, just to get my bearing back. But you live and learn. Yeah. Okay. Kultesa says, because you put a whole bunch of emoji, something about wanting to meet me. Milo, there are a few of us who want to meet you. Can we meet in Orlando, or are you taking 95 all the way? I am taking 95 all the way. I don't know when I'm going to Florida, because my family is on my case. My mom and my sisters, basically. I am staying right now. I'm moving all my stuff to one of my sisters. She has enough room, thank God. So, and then I'll go from there to Florida. So I don't know yet when I'm moving to Florida, but I have a date. I can't be here past September 31st. That's when my lease is up. So I'll be traveling, moving my stuff, because I'm not taking any furnitures with me. I'm just taking my clothes and my electronics. So I'll be going back and forth, every couple of days. Whenever I'm not here, you don't see this decor. That means I traveled, as obviously. So I don't know exactly, Kultesa, but absolutely, I will let you know. People will know when I'm going, when I'll be traveling for Florida. Absolutely, I'll let you know. In Florida, it's not too bad. It's 8 hours. So, from where I'm going to be hopping to Florida. So, and I will be doing it a number of times. I'm not only going to do it once. But my family, they are worried that, if I go to Florida now with COVID and stuff like that, basically that's the fear. So, and that was my fear as well. That's why I didn't take a break driving, because I wanted to limit my interaction with people. If any interaction, I had no interaction, and I made sure of that. So that was part of my plan, drive here straight. But next time, I will stop, but no interaction with people. I didn't drink much water or anything, but I came up with a way I can just pull up in an area, eat, do my stuff, and then keep going. So, but definitely, Quildesa, I'll let you know. Okay, but I'll be in Florida anyway. I'll be driving. Orlando, from what I understand, is not too far from Boynton Beach. So, and I have friends and relatives in Orlando. So it's not a big deal. Okay, I answered some questions, but you have so many emojis there. I caught my peck emojis too. I had to take a look at that. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Oh my God, Sandra Peterson. You have uppercase, so it caught my attention. Sandra says, yes, Jerry Falwell's wife. Yeah, I had an affair with her when yes, with that gentleman when he was, the whole thing started when he was in his 20s, I read it. I find it so You know, people who go out and preach as if they are saints and telling you God is going to come into your life, and they're doing these things behind the scenes. Can you imagine? Yikes. The preacher, the adulterer, and the pool boy. Oh my God. Okay. Patricia says Linda G. Yeah, Linda G said that Biden and Harris will win. Oh yeah, Biden said I'm excited about them. Oh yeah, I feel she's right. Absolutely. Okay. There will be. Barney Grismo is saying there'll be many people jumping ship. Titanic is going down. I agree with you. Oh my God. But the feeling I'm getting, you guys, it's really bad for the Trumps, that is. Okay. And the other thing he's doing now, trying to scare people, if you want an America, like what's going on, people protesting and burning things, vote Biden as if we've never had. I feel that's one question people should pose to him, one of our coward journalists, if they had the nerve to do their job. Ask him, we've had Democratic government administrations before. I mean, all this is happening because of Trump. It's not because it's not happening. It's happening because a lot of cops, okay, they felt emboldened to put their racist attitude on display. And since Trump is one of those people who said they should brutalize people, like today, I heard that a poor father, I don't know what the story is. Today, I have a couple of things I'm trying to get together, so before I go back. So I'm trying to figure out how to situate myself, what to do. So besides working on the computer, as all of you guys noticed this morning, after I thought I was done. It's a bug, by the way. After I was done streaming, I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget. I thought I shut it off, but there is a bug in my streaming application. Even if you turn off the YouTube, you end the stream, but if your camera is still going, I'm going to use the technical term, there's a token that can create, or you assign a token to a chat. It will recreate the chat. That's what I figured out. I was going to call YouTube, but it's not YouTube. It is YouTube. I should call them. Tweet at them, because their application should not automatically recreate under the chat room and enable the camera to continue streaming. But I'm not mad. You saw me working, so that's what I was doing. But yes, I lost track of what I was saying. But anyway, if I remember, I'll go back. Sorry, I got carried away with my trip and I forgot I was streaming. But I forget. Sorry. Okay, I was trying to explain what I have been doing because I've been preparing myself. So my mind was very preoccupied today because I have another 6 weeks to get everything ready. But I'm moving without anything. So just my clothes and my electronics, I'm gone. I think I believe that's what I was talking about. It just came back to me. So, yes. Let me scroll back down since I started late. My friends, I won't be here tonight. Again, for the same reason, I'm trying to pack certain things and trying to get things together. I'll be back Saturday evening, but I still have a lot to do, and I'm doing it all by myself. Because my family, I live in Jersey. They live in Queens, New York, and Manhattan. So, or one of my sisters lives in Brooklyn. So, and I have one brother in southern Jersey, so I don't want to, and they have families. I'm like, and what I have is not much. I just have to put them in the car and figure it out. And I am. So that's why I won't be here this evening. Okay. Let me see. Patricia M is asking, do you see Democrats win a net increase of 5 Senate seats, as well as flip one congressional seat in each of Pennsylvania, Florida, and Montana, thus ensuring Democrat majorities. I feel like Democrats are going to be in the majorities, people. I've been saying this even in the Senate. I don't know by how many seats. I have not thought about that, but I guess I should. But I feel they will win the Senate and they will be in charge. Because what's going on now, you know, Republicans with principles will not support this ticket. And there's a chance, I feel, when they vote for Biden, they're going to vote straight down the line. That's what I feel intuitively is going to happen. So I feel like saying, I don't know how many more people we're not gonna lose the House. I'll tell you that. Okay. Yes, we will win the Senate. That's why I've been feeling. I don't feel very good about that McConnell has a chance of being in that position. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's see. I am scrolling. Susan Cruzen is asking, will Biden flip? I feel so. Yes. I feel he will. Okay. Or if he doesn't flip, somebody close to him. Somebody is going to, because I believe I said 5, and someone says there were 5 people indicted or in trouble. I don't remember whether they were indicted or not. Yes, they were indicted. Bannon and 4 others. If it's not Bannon, one of the other guys is going to flip on Trump, if not more than one, but somebody will at least. Okay. Let's scroll down. Vicky Zodden knows that. Oh, no, not Vicky. Sandra Anderson is saying, because of your emojis, I saw it. What was that Russian plane? I didn't see any, I didn't hear of any Russian planes. Well, probably something else. It's not, let me tell you guys, Trump cannot leave this country. I don't care what any of them do or say. No way, Jose. Not going to happen. So the notion that Trump, a lot of people are saying Trump is going to leave this country, first of all, I don't see it, but logically, it's impossible. So we'll see. I am scrolling down, look for some more pictures. Hi, Linda. No, thank you for your help. It doesn't matter, Linda, when you are able to help me. I appreciate it whenever you can. What happened was, because I came on, it's a YouTube thing, sending notification. I'm not surprised, but I appreciate your help. No worries. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. What? It's been 53 minutes already? Yikes. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question. Melissa Montgomery is asking, will the GOP choose to run someone other than Trump? No, they've already nominated Trump this morning. That's what I was talking about earlier, Melissa, that Trump made sure of that. He has spies. He's had people all over the place to report to him and his family what's going on, okay? And Trump made sure that Trump taking part in this thing every day, okay, is not by chance, and it's not because he wants to be there. Trump does not trust Republicans either, okay? He made sure he sealed the nomination this morning for one reason, because he feels or he wants to keep everyone in line, so to speak, and he feels like somebody or some people may try to nominate someone else because he knows he's a con man. He knows the party knows he's a con man, so they may try to pull off something on his mind. He's a sick puppy. So that's what I feel is. But no, there is no going back now. They are stuck with Trump as the nominee for 2020, and well, I can't say they're stuck. According to what I hear, the person has been nominated. I don't know if there is a way or mechanism to remove him and put someone else in his place. Unless he resigns from office, I don't even think even then, Pence can take over or become the nominee or whatever they go about, however they would decide to go about it. Because I'm telling you guys, I still feel with everything that's going on and more things are going to be coming out as we go forward, and more people are going to do what Conway has done, just jump bail. Just bail out, because they know the ship is sinking, and they know what's coming. And even Republicans who have left the party have been talking behind the scenes. There is a lot going on behind the scenes, guys. And as I'm saying this, Brian Stetler of CNN wrote a book called Hoax. He's the one I was talking about either Friday or sometimes last week. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I predicted that the FCC was going to go after Fox. And I also predicted that Fox will get sued. After I heard about what's the content of the book, I have not bought it. I won't have time. I'm not going to buy it now because I'm not going to have time to even look at it, to even skim through it. But after I heard about what's in the book, oh yeah, Fox is going to be in more trouble than I thought besides the FCC. Okay, friends, thank you very much for spending some time with me. I did not realize I can't believe it. We've been here almost an hour. In any event, thank you for your support. I will see you tomorrow at 12. Till then, bye.